Hey friends, welcome to your afternoon pick-me-up. So this is just a really short, simple sequence that's good for pretty much any time of the day that you just want to move and stretch. Maybe it's first thing in the morning, or maybe you're on your lunch break at work and you just have a little bit of time that you want to move. If you have a block, that might be handy to have, but if not, you definitely don't need it. All you need is yourself. So when you're ready, I'll see you on the mat. Okay, let's begin somewhere towards the top of the mat, standing in mountain pose with the feet about hip width apart. Look down to see that they're parallel to each other. Relax your arms down by your sides. You might want to close your eyes, or you might just want to find a soft point to focus on in front of you. Feel the weight even between both feet. You might lift the toes and settle them back down. And start to feel your feet really root down into the ground below you. Feeling your thighs start to contract. Your low belly lift as the belly button gently pulls towards the spine. Feel space between each vertebrae as you lift the center of your chest a little higher. And relax the shoulders a little more. Palms facing forward. Just taking a few deep breaths here to center yourself, to notice what you feel. In this short, simple sequence, bringing just a bit of movement, just a bit of energy to carry you through maybe the rest of your day or maybe your day ahead. Take one nice deep breath in through the nose. And sigh it out through the mouth. On your next inhale, sweep your arms all the way overhead. And as you exhale, circle them behind you. Place them to the base of your spine for a supported back bend. Draw the elbows in, shoulders down as you start to lift the center of your chest higher, gazing towards the sky. Feel the weight shift back towards your heels. Your thighs contract, your inner thighs squeeze. Opening up the front of the body, squeezing the shoulder blades together and down your back. Take a few more big breaths here. Broad across the collarbone. On your next inhale, reach your arms all the way overhead. And as you exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Hands can touch the mat, or you can grab opposite elbows, take a little sway side to side, and just allow yourself to move in a way that feels good. Maybe that's a big bend in both knees, shifting weight from one foot to the other. Maybe it's a little squat or two. Maybe you really shake your head out, side to side, up and down. Just loosen up and warm up the back of the body. Start to come to stillness in the center if you're still moving. Plant the hands down, and we're going to step the left leg back. So we're coming into a lunge, bending into the right knee. The right knee is above the ankle. You can keep your back leg lifted, or you can drop it down for a low lunge. If you have a block handy and you need it, you can place it underneath of your left hand. We'll reach the right arm up towards the sky for a twist. Feeling the hips reach forward and down, the left shoulder pull back into the socket, the left fingers spread wide. Pressing into that right heel. And you could stay in the low lunge if you're there, or if you want that little bit more intensity, you could lift the back knee, stacking left heel eventually above the ball of the foot. Think about reaching your left hip forward and your right hip back as you roll the right shoulder back, opening up the chest. Reaching through the fingers. Take one more big breath here. And as you exhale, plant the right hand down. Slide the block off to the side if you had it there. And we'll step back into a plank. So from your knees or your toes, you choose. Knees might be down. Spine is long. Shoulders are above the wrists. Fingers spread wide. We're holding this plank so we can really feel it, breathe into it, build some heat. Press into the fingertips and the bottom knuckles. Spread the shoulder blades away from each other. Lift the core Engage through the legs so thighs and glutes are strong. Maybe the knees are lifted and the legs are long, pressing through the heels. Think about drawing your ribs a little closer towards your hips as you lift the belly button towards the spine. Center of your chest reaches forward, back of the neck long. Stay here for one more inhale. One more exhale. I lied. Take one more breath in, shift forward slightly. And as you exhale, lower down from knees or toes all the way to the mat. Bring the tops of your feet down onto the mat. Hands slightly behind the shoulders. And as you inhale, lift the chest up, taking a cobra. Keep pressing the tops of your feet down, elbows in, shoulders away from the ears. Keep lifting the chest high, gazing slightly forward and down so the back of the neck is long. Using the spine here more than the hands. Hands are there for support, but feel the muscles along the back body engage. The muscles up and down the spine, lifting the chest a little higher. And gently lower back down. Press yourself into a child's pose, hips towards the heels. Take a moment, keep the arms long, but rest the head down onto the mat if it touches. Hips don't have to touch the heels. Begin to walk your hands over towards the right. We're taking a little twist here. Gaze underneath of your right arm, so the left side of the head rests down. Left arm stays long. Keep pressing the hips towards the heels. Maybe stay here or wrap your right arm behind you, reaching around for your left hip. Rolling your right shoulder back a little. Keep pressing into the left hand. So long through the left side. Rolling the right shoulder back. And if the right hand is behind you, slide it back. Walk your hands through center. And we'll rise up through a tabletop. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog and just move it around. In whatever way feels good. Pedaling it out. Moving the head, or maybe stillness is what you want today. Again, this is your little pick-me-up, so make it feel good for you. Fingers are spread wide. Gazing towards the feet, seeing that they're still parallel, still hip-width apart. Find some stillness in the dog. Soft bend in the knees, pressing hips high, drawing triceps in towards each other. Strong, stable in your foundation, long through your spine. Now look up towards your hands, lift your heels, bend your knees, take a big step, or maybe even a hop to the top of the mat. Feet hip width, forward fold. Find some length as you inhale, hands to thighs or shins, create space in the spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, palms touch. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, circle them back, place them to the base of the spine. Your supported back bend, so really feeling that support with the hands. Feel your back bend up and over the hands as you press your hips forward. Lift your heart high. Shoulders down, elbows in. Thighs squeeze, body weight to the heels. Gazing up, making sure you're not feeling any pinching in the neck. If you are, tuck the chin a little. Big breaths in the front of the body. What can you let go of here? Where can you breathe into? Use your next inhale to rise all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, fold over the legs. And again, forward fold, move as much as you need to. Grab opposite elbows, maybe even clasp the hands behind you. Let your arms float away, get another little stretch for the shoulders. Let the head just hang side to side, it sways. It's heavy. You're just letting gravity do the work here. And start to find stillness in the center. Bring your hands down to the mat. This time we'll step the right leg back into your lunge. So it's a big step back. Feet are still hip width. Right knee can either drop down or you can keep it lifted. Right hand under the shoulder. Maybe you want your block on this side if the floor feels far away. It's up to you. Reach the left arm up for your twist. Roll the left shoulder back. Maybe you look up and you feel a little nice stretch for the neck. Reaching hips forward and down. This time, right hip forward, left hip back. If you'd like, back toes can tuck, back knee lifts, eventually stacking right heel above the ball of the foot, getting a nice stretch through the arch of the toes. Pulling right shoulder back in towards the socket, making sure it's not popping forward. Pressing into right fingertips and bottom knuckles. If the back leg is lifted, press your right thigh towards the sky. Keeping hips reaching forward and down. Keep the hips reaching forward and down. Now let's bring the left hand down, step it back to your plank, knees or toes. Hold your plank. Fingers spread wide, shoulders above the wrists. Core is lifting, legs are engaged. Breathe. Reach the center of your chest forward, but keep squeezing ribs to hips. Drawing the navel in. Breathing strong. Gaze is steady. Maybe feeling the shake a little. It's all good. Spread the shoulder blades. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, shift forward a little. Exhale, lower all the way to the mat. Slide the hands just a tiny bit further back so they're right by your rib cage. Tops of your feet press down. Inhale, lift the chest up. Either stay in your cobra like you did before or press into the hands, straighten the arms. Thighs lift into upward facing dog. Tops of your feet are down onto the mat. Chest is lifting up. Elbows in, press down into the fingertips. If this is too much, stay in your cobra. Breathe here. Keep the legs strong. One more inhale. One more exhale. Knees come down if they're not already. Hips to the heels. Child's pose. Forehead to the mat. Walk your hands over to the left. Right arm is long. Keep pressing hips towards the heels. Stay here. Or reach your left arm behind you, looking towards the left side. Maybe to the base of the spine or towards your right hip for a little twist. Breathing. Bring the left hand back down if it's not already there. Walk your hands through center. And either stay here for as long as you need or crawl the hands back under the shoulders. Sit hips onto the heels. Take a moment or two, maybe eyes closed, to just feel that little bit of movement, how it changed things. Hopefully it picked you up a little and will carry you through the rest of your day. Thanks for taking the time to move with me. Namaste.